Hey guys, it's Derek and welcome back to my channel. September is a very special month. It usually signals the start of iPhone season. Now, last year, 2020, because of the global pandemic and all the repercussions that it's made in terms of availability of chips and stuff like that, the Apple iPhone 12 was delayed by a month. It's always around this time, September, October, that we start getting excited to see what the new Apple iPhone has in store. And I guess the number one question is whether it's going to be called the Apple iPhone 13. In Western cultures, 13 is obviously an unlucky number and whether Apple will stick to that. But then we've got to consider that in Asian cultures, the number 13 is lucky. And it may be next year when it's 14, which is unlucky. I don't even know whether this year they may actually just make an iPhone 12s because it may well just be an incremental upgrade. Now, having purchased the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is right here, has it shown its age? Is it something that I would even consider upgrading this year? Well, let me just say, in terms of the physical appearance of the phone, it's completely maintained its condition that I had at the start. I haven't dropped it, hasn't been damaged in any way. It works really well. I've not noticed any issues in terms of speed or crashing or anything of that sort. The only thing, as I alluded to in a recent video, is that the battery capacity or the battery life of this phone has started to drop. It's down to like 90% of maximum capacity now, and we are expecting that with any phone. Has it been an issue for me so far? As a reasonably, I guess you would call me a moderate to heavy user, it hasn't been an issue. I probably can make it to the end of the day at about 40 to 50% in general. Whether it's going to become an issue and then I'm going to have to find that I have to charge it in the middle of the day, I don't know. Will that be a reason for me to upgrade this phone just purely on the battery life? Well, let me just say, I wouldn't, halfway through the life of a phone, like a year or a year and a half on, I wouldn't go to Apple and spend money to replace the battery. I'd be one of those people who tend to, if I find that the battery life was starting to be inadequate, I would probably just go out and buy a new phone rather than pay money to upgrade the battery, because obviously all you're going to do is extend the battery life, but you're not going to get any improvements in the performance of the phone. Now, I don't really speculate too much about the up and coming features. I haven't looked at any of the stuff on the internet in terms of what the rumors are going to be. What we've got to decide for ourselves is whether it's worthwhile upgrading from an iPhone 12 to the iPhone 12s or 13 or whatever they're going to call it. And they're basically two different types of upgrades that any phone can have, and one is a software update and one is a hardware update. Historically, any reasonably new phone hasn't been an issue in terms of a software upgrade. So iOS 15 will come out with this new Apple iPhone, and if you're running a 12 or an 11, there'll be no issues running this new software. The issue is going to be whether there's going to be any additional pieces of hardware or any little upgrades to the hardware that's going to be necessary to make full use of whatever iOS 15 is going to offer. Hardware wise, you know, Apple does such a good job with their phones that apart from the small incremental upgrades that you're going to get each time, I can't really think offhand too many massive upgrades that would be needed to make this phone last another year or two. As we expect, and undoubtedly this will be the case, they're going to upgrade the processor. It'll make it faster and hopefully maintain the same battery life. They'll probably upgrade the screen a little bit. In terms of the size, I like the Pro Max and I don't think it's going to go any bigger. And anything potentially, I guess, you think about is they may get a little notch at the top with the microphone thing, but I can't imagine that they're going to upgrade that too much. They've got 3 cameras plus the LiDAR in the back already. They've got Lightning, and there is a possibility is that they would upgrade the Lightning to a USB-C. Apple already doesn't ship any chargers and they don't ship any headphones with the iPhones now, so basically you're going to be relying on things like your AirPods. I don't imagine that the appearance is going to be a lot different to this. The lenses might be a little bit better. With the sensor size, unless there's a dramatic increase in the sensor size, the major issue is going to be high contrast scenes, low light, where phones notoriously do not perform as well as conventional cameras. The one thing that I would like to see on the new Apple iPhone, which is a sign of the times unfortunately, is, as we all know, if you have an Apple iPhone and an Apple Watch, it is now possible to unlock your phone with a mask on using your Apple Watch. The issue with that is, whilst it's all really good to be able to do that, there is no other functionality. So basically you can't use Apple Pay by unlocking with your Apple Watch. You can't use the face detection for passwords and so forth. So you physically actually have to, once you unlock the phone, go into the app and actually type in your PIN number or whatever. Given the fact that this world looks like a world which is going to be full of face masks for at least the next year or two, if not longer, perhaps Apple might bring back some sort of touch ID thing, and you can unlock all the functionality of the phone whilst you have your face mask on, and that would be probably one of the most compelling reasons for me to upgrade if I were to upgrade. These phones are so good that I don't know that there's too many other things that I want. However, Apple being Apple, they may come up with a feature that I don't even know that I want, and then I'm going to love it when it comes out. So that's the other possibility. These days it's really hard to surprise us. I mean, everything gets flagged months in advance, so I don't think there's going to be any major dramatic stuff. I don't think Apple's going to make a foldable phone like Samsung has or anything like that. It's just going to continue the same quality. As I said, Apple makes such great iPhones right now. It's really hard, unless you're really into the tech or if you need a specific feature, it's really hard to convince yourself that you need to upgrade your iPhone every year. This is how these companies make money, is to get you to buy new stuff. So hopefully Apple comes up with a new innovation. So let's see what Apple comes up with. It's on September 14. Perhaps they're not even going to announce anything in terms of the Apple iPhone on September 14, because they didn't do that last year and they just came up with new iPads and things like that. It may be October, and because of the shortage of chips and stuff like that, it may actually take a little bit longer for the new iPhone to actually become available. I'm expecting not a significant change in the price. You're still looking at $2,500 potentially for the top of the line phone. And finally, just for the budding photographers and videographers out there, I'd love to hear your opinion. I mean, I'm perfectly satisfied with the photographic and video aspects of this iPhone 12 Pro Max. As I said, high contrast scenes, low light, not so good, but I'm not going to expect anything major in terms of that improvement. The fact that there is now 4K recording capabilities on both the back and the front camera pretty much just takes out any need to upgrade this phone from a vlogger's point of view. So thanks for watching again, and you guys stay safe. Let me know in the comments below if you have any specific things that you would like to see in the new Apple iPhone, and what features that would be a game changer for you and will definitely compel you to upgrade and spend your $2,500. And until next time, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time in another video. See ya.